I mean, the ground was already saturated from the rain. And then it just came down in a deluge, and it was just pouring. And I want to say it was around 2, maybe 4 o'clock in the morning. Somebody pulled up in front of our house and beeped their horn. And I got up, and you could hear the creek. It was just ripping. And I thought, maybe I ought to go down and check on things. And I came down here, and the water was already creeping up into the yard here. And it was already over that. I mean, you couldn't even see that. And the stuff that was going down the creek, I mean, trees, logs, I mean, and like I said, you could hear the stones just rumbling down through. And it had already surrounded that tree. So I thought, I better start moving stuff. And by the time it was daylight, everything here was underwater. And I was grabbing stuff out of my sugar house and either putting it up high or moving it across the street. And it looked like Sanford and Son up there by our house. I had vehicles, I had tanks, sap tanks, I had my, snowmobile. Everything was sitting out in lawnmowers, everything was sitting out in the yard, in the neighbor's yard. In fact, the water was coming down the other side of the road so hard that I actually ended up having to move my tanks a second time because the water was getting up to them. And I'll never forget, we pumped a cellar out with the fire department. There was a house right next to the firehouse there, and we completely pumped that basement out. And as soon as we shut the pumps off, it was full right to the floor rafters all over again. It was just amazing the amount of water that was moving through the soils. It was just incredible. I don't know, that was definitely a storm to be reckoned with. And this whole yard was just, almost the whole yard was covered with my driveway, what was left of my driveway. And that was true of 98 and the Irene. We, right in front of my sugar house, you could have parked a car in the hole that was chewed out in front of the building. It was just incredible. And then the cleanup began. And luckily, I had 2 neighbors that came over with their tractors, and they pulled all the dirt, gravel, and everything that was in my yard. They pulled it back into the driveway. I still ended up having, it was 2 dump truck loads of gravel to bring back to fill in the hole.